price that roll funny, getting blunted off somebody's whole money. Honey, speak for me for cheese, ease back. Please keep that weave intact. Best believe the Tamer D will be back. Get the weed sacks, relax. Fuck a flick from Blockbuster, I'ma touch ya. Proving who got the bomb like Russia. Friendly neighborhood rap hood with goods. Could it be? Yes, no question.
This is the one and only, the grand, incredible King Cre8 from Los Angeles, representing Rockin' the Nation crew, West Coast artists, and last true stylists. We're here at the world famous Slauson train tracks in South Central LA. The late 70s, early 80s, basically 1982 is when I first started popping. The game writing back then is totally different from the game writing we see on the wall today. Game writing back in the early 80s, late 70s in LA was more artistic. The people took a little bit more pride in terms of what they was illustrating on the walls in their neighborhood or territories. So 7th grade, I ran into some people who knew a little bit more about the hip-hop culture. And these guys took me under their wing and they gave me a lot of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding about what it was that I was doing. And so this one guy by the name of Bizarre One, he became my mentor. We're doing stuff in the piece books. By having these mentors, it was very special because now you don't see too many people taking other people under their wing and schooling them properly. They was grooming me for the future. There was another gentleman by the name of Rich One, he was my other mentor when it came to painting on the walls. To stop all that writing around and trying to, he said it's okay to pay your dues and get up. He said, but if you want some real respect, do a masterpiece on the wall. He wanted to see us get on the wall and pay our dues properly. A lot of people, they want things easily these days. They want things to come quick, but you gotta pay your dues. Being a writer, we allow ourselves to be free. Free to travel the city, free to travel the world, everywhere. What are you gonna do with this art form after so many years? You can't keep mobbing the buses or mobbing the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because after a while, man, you gonna get caught up. I went to school for a couple of years and I got my certificate in commercial arts. So I have another element underneath my belt. You know, so not only is I'm a writer, but I'm a commercial artist. I do graphic design, I do photography, I do illustration, murals. This art form is not a cheap art form in terms of downplaying the quality level of what it is. This takes a lot of skill. A lot of people, I don't care what they say, for those who downplay graffiti art, the average person on the street can't just pick up a can and make a straight line. They can't do that. They can't do these blurs and fades properly. It takes a lot to do all this kind of stuff. You have to know your colors. You gotta know what color work with what colors. You gotta know the process and the technique of how to get this straight line, how to get this to come to a point. And so for those people that are art critics, that criticize this art form and say, oh, that's nothing but a bunch of garbage, a bunch of hoodlums and vandals does this, they need to rethink this art form, because globally, around the world, this is over in Japan, Europe, Africa, it's globally. So everybody is doing this art form and they done push this to the max and they still pushing it. With knowledge, you can succeed within this art form. This art form and this movement is for elevation. It's not to be stagnated and say, oh, once upon a time I used to tag, I used to write, that's for the kids. I don't look at it like that. This ain't for the kids. I mean, you start off as a young kid, but you know what? Take pride in where we came from. This is the one and only grand, incredible King Cre8, representing Rockin' the Nation crew, Los Angeles, West Coast Kings, and the last true stylist. And I'm here with the Chinky Eyed Productions, signing off.